What kind of person shoots an eagle? Not by mistake, not in self-defense, but point blank, a rifle, a clean shot, and then just walks away, while it bleeds, gasping, wings mangled, left to die in silence. No mercy, no second thought. That question haunted Elena Monroe, not because she saw it happen, but because she was the one who found the aftermath. On a misty trail deep in the Nevada woods, what she saw changed everything. About her life, her purpose, and maybe even yours. A fully grown golden eagle, male, dying, alone, discarded like trash on the forest floor. And if she'd been just 1 hour late, he'd be gone. But fate had other plans, and so did she. Elena wasn't supposed to be on that trail. She was a wildlife biologist, sure, but that day, no field work, no mission, just a walk to clear her head, breakup. 2 weeks ago, she'd ended things with a boyfriend who said, "You care more about birds than people." She didn't argue, because maybe it was true. So she walked, alone, headphones in, but something, a gut pull, told her to pause. She took out one earbud. That's when she heard it. Not a cry, not a scream, just silence. And in that silence, she saw him. A massive eagle, feathers soaked with blood, one wing twisted unnaturally, beak cracked at the tip. His eyes, still open, watching her, but not pleading, just waiting, like he'd already made peace with death. And Elena? She froze. For a moment, all she could do was stare. Then, a detail hit her like a slap. A clean wound, an entry point, a bullet. Someone shot this eagle, on purpose. She didn't have gloves, or a cage, or a plan, but she had instinct. She knelt beside him, slowly, whispering soft reassurances. He didn't move, didn't fight. Carefully, she slid off her forest green jacket and wrapped it around his battered body. Blood seeped through the fabric. He was heavier than she expected. 12 pounds of feathers, muscle, and fragile hope. And she walked. 6 miles. No path, no road, no backup. Just a woman and a dying eagle, stitched together by anger and adrenaline. And you know what's wild? The eagle never made a sound, not once, almost like he knew. This is the only shot I've got. When she reached the wildlife rehab center, the staff looked stunned. "He's still alive?" someone whispered. They immediately set to work, but Elena stood there, her chest tight with worry. As the team bandaged his wounds and examined his shattered wing, she had one burning question. Why wasn't anyone looking for him? The answer came too easily. No police report, no wildlife alert, no news coverage. An endangered bird shot out of the sky, and no one gave a damn. Elena felt the anger rise in her chest. She couldn't let this go. The vets confirmed it. The bullet had shattered part of his wing bone. Someone aimed to kill. The next decision was crucial. They could amputate the wing, or they could euthanize him. "He'll never fly again," they said. But Elena wasn't ready to give up. "If he's willing to fight, I'll fight with him," she said. Some of the vets stared, others frowned. "You're sure about this?" one of them asked, and she nodded. Every day she visited him, fed him, talked to him, sat for hours beside his cage in complete silence. She felt an inexplicable bond, something beyond mere empathy, a promise, unspoken, that she wouldn't let him suffer alone. And one day, it happened. When she reached in with trembling hands, Talon, yes, she had named him that, nudged her wrist. He remembered her. For the first time since the trauma, he reached out to her. The connection was real. The healing had begun. But Talon's story wasn't going to stay quiet for long. Elena posted about him online. Just one simple photo. No filters, No hashtags, but it exploded. The world took notice. Tens of thousands of comments flooded in. Who would shoot an eagle? Why aren't the police investigating? This is a crime. Why is no one in jail? People demanded justice. Elena was invited on local news, then national media. The donations flooded in for Talon's care. People were outraged, and they wanted answers. But you know what didn't happen? No arrest, no charges. Whoever pulled that trigger walked away free. And Talon? He was still grounded, still broken. But now, he had something he hadn't before. A nation watching. The days dragged on, weeks, months, and still Talon wasn't flying. His chest wound healed, his eyes cleared. But the wing? The bone had fused crookedly. Talon flapped. He tried, but he couldn't lift until one morning. Elena arrived early. The sun had barely risen, and Talon was standing on his perch, his massive wings spread wide. And then, something miraculous. He jumped, not graceful, not beautiful. But he flew. 6 feet, then 10, then the length of his enclosure. Tears rolled down Elena's face. He wouldn't soar like before, but he would fly. And that, for a bird who was supposed to die, was enough. After 6 months of care and healing, the day finally came. The day Talon would return to the wild. Elena drove him back to the same place it all started. The same ridge, the same forest trail. She opened the crate. Talon stepped out, looking at her one last time, his amber eyes piercing the morning light. He paused. For just a moment. Was he remembering? Sensing the wind? The pine scent? Then, without hesitation, he leapt into the air. His wings caught the breeze. He wobbled, but soon he corrected. He soared. Elena watched as Talon circled high above her, his cry echoing across the mountains. Then he vanished into the horizon. But Talon's story wasn't over. Weeks passed. Then strange things began happening. Hikers started reporting a lone eagle, a twisted wing, a shadow that followed them, silent and watchful. And near Elena's cabin, deep in the woods, a single feather appeared resting gently on her porch. It was blood-stained at the quill. Elena still keeps it. Framed on her wall, somewhere out there, an eagle flies, not because he was rescued, but because someone refused to give up on him. And whoever shot him? They wanted him to disappear. But thanks to Elena and people like you who care, Talon became more than just a victim. He became a symbol, a reminder that even in a broken world, some souls still choose to heal. So ask yourself this: would you have stopped on that trail? Would you have carried him 6 miles? Because Elena did, and because of her, he still flies. If you were moved by Talon's story, please give this video a like. Share it with others who need a reminder that there's still good in this world. Leave a comment below. What would you have done if you were in Elena's shoes? And don't forget to subscribe for more heartwarming rescue stories. Together we can make the world a little better, one story at a time.